then try again.
This is the Astral Tourists. Welcome to 2023. We're off to a whole brand new start. So just for a few updates, I'm backing off of social media for a bit. I'm exploring perhaps starting my own forum on my website. I'm looking up software for that. I'm not sure if I will follow through with that, but it's an idea. I kind of feel like I've done my time, I answered so many questions over the last few years, and I kind of just want my own place to hang out, and the people that really want to hear from me can come there. So, let's see, what else? I may be exploring doing some short stories, possibly some flash fiction, possibly more ASMR. I know last year others were hoping I would do more ASMR, and I recently found out about this whisper ASMR. I thought it might be fun, to try that. I've been speaking softly anyway. And this recent astral projection experience I had is kind of what is inspiring me to possibly do some short works of fiction. But I will make it clear which stories are fictional and which are actual astral projection experiences. I may just create a couple of different channels so that people don't get too confused. I'm going to redo the website a little bit. Anyway, I want to thank everybody who's been following me, and I know I can kind of get out there sometimes. So thank you. I just let my mind wander at times, and sometimes I think I half channel some of the stuff I say, when I'm not super grounded. But, that's me. And I can be very, very grounded, and I am right now. So I got on because I really want to share this one experience, which was precious. It's rather short, but it's precious. I was in this bookstore on the astral plane. I don't even know which one, and I got really aware and lucid, super fast. I don't know if you hear me snap. It was fast because I was in this room with all of these tall stacks of glowing white books, and they all said Phillip Grant along the spine of their covers. I mean, those are the only words I could make out. The rest of the book was just totally, the books were just totally white. So I picked one up to flip through the pages, and all I could tell was that there was a ton of light coming out of it. I thought, these are different, These are not like the typical books you come across. And I was thinking, I bet they're from the Akashic Records, or somebody made copies, possibly, of some in the Akashic Records. I was trying to figure it out. And this lady passing by me heard me thinking out, I say thinking out loud, telepathing to myself, basically. And she's like, oh, those are the really rare talking books. And then the owner overheard her telepathing to me. And this nice jovial lady came in with wavy, dark brown hair. I think it was possibly black. I don't know anymore. Anyway, I just remember she had a nice glowing light about her. She was really cheerful. She said that they're really rare. And she was trying to get more of the talking book series. But all that was left every time she was going around looking for them were the ones by Phillip Grant. And so she thought she would just buy a whole bunch of them, or copy a whole bunch of them. I'm not sure what the actual word was anymore. And then she would at least have those. And she just was very excited about it to share these. And so I asked her how much they were, or, could I pay her back later? Because I figured they were really expensive. And she told me that I had plenty of time just to be aware that I need to return the book that she's giving to me to the main Brussels branch of the library by 1903 to 1908. And she meant the years 1903 to 1908. She said, it's 2023 now for you, so just remember 1903, and then you'll remember the time difference to 1908 later. And she showed me a brief image of the library, which I've kind of semi-recognized. And I just thought that was great. And so I accepted one of the books. And she did warn me that I would have a short experience because it takes a lot of energy to access them and use them. And it's just a powerful experience, but it doesn't last that long, unfortunately. Oh, and also that the book will be interactive, that these talking books are very interactive and will like share the experience with you. I was like, okay. I'm loving this lady more and more. So as soon as we were done, I shot right outside as fast as I could. As my misty self, I'm sure. I rose up into the air. I was like, book on, activate book. And then I said, Phillip Grant. And it activated. And this guy that looked like he was from the like late 1800s or early 1900s actually popped out and was like hanging there in the air next to me. And he was in a very formal suit with a top hat. And I said, hello, I'm the Astral tourist. And we're in the astral plane. And he looked around and he's like, we're flying? I said, yes, I can fly in the astral. He's like, can I hold on to you? I was like, yes, hold on to me. He said, I might be heavy. It's like, that's okay, hold on to me. And he did. He like wrapped his arms around my neck. He got like behind me, kind of floating with his legs in the back. It was hilarious. Oh my gosh. I mean, this book is funny already, right? But then he wanted to show me what the contents were, right? So I said, okay, I'm ready, Phillip. And suddenly the whole scene below us changed from mountains to all these buildings burning. Oh, it was terrible, like disastrous scene. And he's trying to tell me that's the way that the author, him, I guess both, I don't know. I mean, this book is so alive. I think I'm actually with Phillip here. It's the way that it really was for a time in that time period. And I thought it looked like Europe. And he didn't really have a chance to tell me which city it was, because like as soon as I was going to ask that, we were descending, and I guess this is part of the book's memory. We were running through this house with intricate cracked blue tiles. And I just thought it was so interesting. And there was this lady in there, and I thought, I can't help her. I think we're in the past, or if we're not in the past, we're just in the book, right? And he didn't say anything, but everything was going by so fast anyway. There was no way I could have responded. I was just going with the flow. It was like a whirlwind memory. And then suddenly, I think I'm going back up in the air, you know? So I shot right back up into the air just to get some distance and observe from afar. And he started reaching one of his hands up, and I was like, why are you reaching your hand up? Because I know he had a firm hold on my neck, because it took me a while to get up in the air with him on me like that. And he's reaching his hand up. He says, I'm reaching for my hat. He's still making like these wisecracks, like he's lost his hat with the flying. The flying seemed entirely new to this Phillip Grant. So that's why I'm still kind of giggling, even though the scene was a little bit awful, you know, well, very awful. And I'm sure it has to do with one of the large fires in Europe during that time period. And so I'm somber for that reason, but also giggling because Phillip's just seems like he's having a good time flying, reaching for his hat. So lots of different emotions going on there. And I just wanted to share that with everybody. Oh, and towards the end, he kind of transformed into a dachshund dog. So I'm thinking again, Germany is a theme here because I think the dachshunds are German, right? And then when I woke up, I looked up talking books and I found a reference to it. I think the author was Jason Kasson, and the title I think was Early Talking Books. I didn't write it down. I have a bookmark somewhere. I can try and find it. If anybody is interested, let me know. If you can't find it on your own, and I will find it again. And anyway, he's going on about during the early years of the phonograph and how big this was for people to be able to record their voices. And even Einstein thought this is going to grow so big we won't even need the phonograph anymore. They're going to do it smaller. I mean, don't quote me, but I think that was the gist of it. And some people, the article was going on saying that we're like likening it to a kind of spiritual revelation and enlightenment, a very transformative process. And a lot of the early talking, quote-unquote talking books were smaller recordings that people made, which kind of fits with the short memory version here of Philip Grant in the Akashic Astral, I guess we can say. So it was a real sign of progress and importance. And I just love that I got to see one of these in the Astral. Again, I was told that this is a rare find in the Astral. I mean, if others have found other ones and they're not so rare, that's great. I can only share my own experience. And this is it. And this experience got me really thinking, scratching my head like, I really want to see this Philip Grant again before I return this Astral book, I want to see what else is in this book or if I can interact more somehow with it. But even if not, I'm thinking this is a great way to start a short story. This is an actual astral experience, but, having an experience with the book itself and going around having adventures. I mean, that is the stuff of stories, of course. So anyway, just to add on a little bit more, another astral projection I had, again, I was in Japan. I keep winding up in Japan. I got lucid in this very long, futuristic-looking, narrow hallway. Again, there was like another wonky elevator that, I was looking for the elevator. I finally found two people like a mile down the hallway who pointed one out to me, and it had like 2 levels of the wall, and you had to kind of go halfway into the wall, phasing into the wall to get to the elevator. And I just wasn't comfortable with that. So I decided to wake myself up. In another astral projection, I was in a very odd-looking staircase. Not hallway, staircase that led up to a short hallway. I was like, is this Alice in Wonderland? Because it was so narrow. And there were 3 doors at the top of this narrow space. This time 3 people came through them about ready to go into another door. And so I just asked them, which one is out? I just need to get out of here entirely. And they pointed out which door it was, which was the one on the left that looked metallic. So I phased through that one, and I was just hanging in the night sky completely. I mean, no building to look at, nothing else. So when they were pointing me out, I guess they really meant it. I was just out like in a black void, or actually it felt like night. I don't think I was in a void. I think I was in the black void of evening and mystery and all of that. So those are my most recent astral projections. I've had others that I've forgotten. Again, with the charnel grounds, one that really shook me up, but in a good way, in a really good way. And I just have a really good feeling about 2023. And of course, I've got to keep working on my previous writings and books. So have a great month. Have a great year. I'm not going no contact or anything, but, I'm pulling back from social media and exploring the options for having my own little space on the website, and doing some redecorating, and might do asthma, short stories, a little music. I used to do a little bit of music, and with GarageBand and everything. There are so many possibilities. So I hope you find something that you can do that makes you joyful, and I will share again. Thanks so much again. Please like and subscribe. Have a great, great year, month, day, and signing out.